overall standings say one thing. The Phillies are in last place of the National League East, but the head-to-head between the Phils and the Marlins goes to the Phillies side of the board. The Phillies have won 9 of the 14 games so far. Tonight it's game number 15 of the season series here at Marlins Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy. I'll be joined in just a little bit by Ben Davis and Greg Murphy. Well, last night the fans' plays of the year were preempted by the good news of Pete Mackanin being named the official manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. So if you're waiting for it, we're sorry that you had to wait an extra 24 hours, but we will editorialize and say there have been some of the best catches of the year here in 2015. Some bright spots. There have also been some malfunctions from a fan standpoint when trying to go after that little white souvenir. So without further ado, here are the 2015 fans' plays of the year.
With one hand and a ticket in the other hand and a baby attached to the chest. Nice catch by a gentleman in sweet level. Nice catch. Wow. Made a great catch, a one-handed grab. Nice catch. Why you bring your glove to the game. Oh, nice play.
Good concentration.
had it. He had it. It was right there. He was, oh, no. All right, admit it. You had to laugh a little bit throughout the course of those fans' plays of the year. Thanks to everybody for hanging in there with us. They are always a lot of fun to watch. David Buchanan making his 13th Major League start. He'll be opposed by Adam Conley. When we return to Miami, we'll have lineups at first pitch. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyattoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, one deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. Their offense came to life last night as they were able to not only pound out some hits, but also pick up 3 home runs, 2 of which came from Cody Ashley. That's Carlos Torres, who is the home plate umpire for tonight's ball game. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for tonight. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Freddie Galvin leads it off at shortstop, then Aaron Altair. Odubel Herrera, the center fielder, bats third. Darren Ruff hits cleanup. Jeff Francoro bat fifth, Darnell Sweeney sixth. In the bottom third of Carlos Ruiz, Cody Ashley, and David Buchanan. They'll face 25-year-old left-hander Adam Conley. Conley comes in 4-1, but his earned run average 4.22. He's making his 9th start. His last start was pretty good. In fact, his last start against the Mets, he went 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, Ben, no runs, 6 strikeouts. They kind of told him to just go out and just fire it as hard as you could for as long as you can. And it turned out to work out for him.
That's great advice. I tell you, he's a big, tall guy, but he's got some good stuff. As we take a look at the scouting report, 89-92, 3-pitch pitcher. And last time he pitched against the Phillies, he did go 6 innings, just giving up the 1 earned run.
Well, he is just about ready to go. The Phils, who come in 28 games out in the National League East, trying to get to win number 58 on the year and win their 10th game of the season in this season series. Pete Buchanan very happy with the way his team came out yesterday. He thought they played with a lot of energy, and he also loved the fact that the offense supported the pitching. And the pitching of Aaron Harang was the key in last night's ball game. Harang, his second quality start since May. Only his second quality start since May. Well, here we go. Freddie Galvis had a good night last night, 3 for 5 with a couple RBIs. His average up to 264. His 6th game of the season as the leadoff hitter, and his first pitch is fouled back, so we're underway, and it's 0-1. Every leadoff hitter has their own style. You kind of wish that a leadoff hitter would take a few pitches, but Freddie Galvis saw a fastball and decided, hey, I'm going to go after it right away.
Why not? If it looks good, have at it.
No balls, 1 strike to Galvis. Swing and a miss, 0-2. It'll be Galvis, Altair, and Odubel Herrera. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Joe Howie of Sewell, New Jersey. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Joe will win $100.
Good luck, Joe.
Another foul ball by Galvis, so he has seen 3 pitches. He's fouled 2 off and swung through the other one. Adam Conley is from Olympia, Washington. And Washington State University. He was originally drafted by the Minnesota Twins in the 32nd round out of high school. And then decided to go to college and moved up in the draft. He was a 2nd round pick by the Marlins in 2011. Line drive 1 hopper, snagged by Donovan Solano. Low throw dug out by Justin Bohr. And Solano just robbed Freddie Galvis of a base hit.
That ball was smoked. It seemed like the ball just found his glove. Kind of just laid down. The ball went right in it. So you take a look here. Didn't have to go a long way. Actually caught that ball behind him. Very smooth, but gets up and delivers a strike to first base. See, that ball is by him. He just throws his glove out and catches the baseball.
Well, defensively, the Marlins are the best team in the National League. And even though Solano's not the everyday third baseman, Rojas is not the everyday shortstop. Here's Aaron Altair. Altair, a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Altair hitting .232. He was 1 for 3 in last night's game. And a swing and a miss. 3 pitches and a strikeout. So 8 pitches so far. Time now for our keys to the game, brought to you by Nissan.
Well, there's a lefty on the bump tonight, so keep it going against lefties. Ruffer. Aaron Ruff has been very, very good against these lefties, so hopefully he can provide some thump. And David Buchanan, I'd really like to see him really utilize that changeup this evening.
Yeah, David is in desperate need of a victory. Now, he pitched okay his last time out, didn't get a win. Odubel Herrera takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Odubel.
This man put on a show in batting practice today.
Outside corner.
You just look at him and he's well built, but he's just not that tall in stature, but just driving balls out of here today. They look more like Titleist than they did Rawlings baseballs.
There have been a couple of guys that have made this ballpark, which is not small, looks small during VP. Strike on the outside corner, 2-2. You saw that statistic that dropped down. He's hit in 13 of his last 14 against the Marlins. Well, for the year, he's hitting .341 against the Marlins. He has said he likes coming down here and playing in Miami. I mean, a lot of the Latin players do enjoy it. Freddie Galvis says it's his favorite place to come and play. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Odubel. Outside 3-2.
Conley's got a good arm. The pitch there you see at 95. A little bit of a crossfire, which can be daunting to some lefties. We have to stay in there against Conley.
On the outside corner, strike 3 call. That's a pretty good spot. Odubel thought it was ball 4, but it was strike 3. Second strikeout for Conley. So that means we'll go to the bottom of the first. David Buchanan gets himself ready to face the Marlins when we return. Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Phils. Gordon, Solano, Yelich, followed by Bohr, Ozuna, and Dietrich. In the bottom third of Real Muto, Rojas, and Conley. And they'll face Phillies right-hander David Buchanan. Buchanan 2-9 on the year at 8.49 ERA. This will be his 13th start in the big leagues in 2015. The first pitch to D. Gordon is upstairs, 1-0.
Take a look at the scouting report for David Buchanan. He'll sit right about 90, 4-pitch pitcher. Sometimes he gets a little cutter crazy. We'd like to see him utilize that changeup. Like I said, it can be a very, very effective pitch for him when he's staying on top of it and being aggressive with that changeup.
Facing D. Gordon. Now Gordon hitting .330. That's second best in the National League behind Bryce Harper. And just ahead of Buster Posey, who is number 3. Gordon was 0 for 3 last night. He was on base only the one time when he walked. Outside, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Now, last time, David Buchanan did throw the changeup 22% of the time. So you're talking about throwing it, but also throwing it effectively.
Throwing it effectively.
A high fly ball to right field. It's deep. Francoeur will get to the track, make the catch, 1 away.
Well, good thing he hit the bottom of that baseball. He squared it up, but he just hit the bottom of it. Ball was hit very, very high and deep, but not far enough to get it out of here, fortunately for David Buchanan.
Yeah, the roof is closed again. There was some thought that it might be opened up tonight, but there's so much rain in the area that there's no chance that they can open it up for tonight's ball game.
It wasn't from a lack of you asking or begging that it be opened.
I didn't say anything this time.
Oh, no.
Donovan Solano takes a strike. It's 0-1. Solano 3 for 4 last night. It was his first multi-hit game of the season. Playing third base for the injured Martin Prado. Lines it down the right field line, foul. Marlins are not sure when Prado will be back, Echeverria will be back, or Giancarlo Stanton will be back. And there's every thought that they're going to shut Stanton down for the rest of the season. Echeverria, they had hoped to have had him back at this point. And there's Stanton. Stanton started a rehab assignment. Played in 1 game, was 0 for 1, and the hand, he said, just didn't feel right. So they shut him down again. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Solano strikes out. And they're 2 away here in the first.
Very nice breaking ball by David Buchanan.
During the 2015 season, Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Phillies, will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Two outs. Christian Yelich coming up. It hits that one off the hands. Diving stop. Freddie Galvis from his knees. He won't get him. Well, Galvis did a good job getting to that ball, but just couldn't get enough on the throw.
He did all he could do, but I'm thinking if he does get to his feet, would he be able to get up and fire more of a strike to Darren Ruff over there at first base? Because the ball was hit very hard. Yelich runs okay, but I'm thinking if he gets to his feet, he's going to be able to get so much more on this throw. It's great job by Freddie just to get to it, but turning and throwing from his bottom side, you're not going to be able to get a whole lot on that throw.
So a base runner for the Marlins, their first hit of the night. Bohr is the batter, and Bohr takes a fastball, and it's 0-1. Bohr was hitless in 4 at-bats last night, and I would think had one of the biggest at-bats of the night when he grounded into a 2-3 double play. Man can hit the ball a mile, and he hit it about a foot.
We had a huge discussion down on the bench today when we were waiting for the Phillies to come out. Frenchie was down there, Larry Bow. I said, Larry, how many times have you seen that? And he goes, I don't know if I ever have. And I said, well, I guarantee you I never had one, a 2-3 double play with the bases loaded. He said, really? I said, no. Bo said, I don't recall seeing that play.
Man's been around baseball for 50 years, and he's never seen it.
Aaron Harang says, I don't know if I've ever thrown one before.
On the outside corner. Boy, that's a good pitch. Both pitchers now with 2 strikeouts in the first inning. No runs, 1 infield hit, and 1 man left for the Marlins. On to the second. Darren Ruff will lead it off when we come back. With 3 games against the New York Mets. All 3 games are at 7:05. We invite you to go to Phillies.com. You get all information about the Phils. You can also get a chance to purchase tickets for the ball game. Here's Darren Ruff, who greets Adam Conley with the first pitch swing, and he fouls it down the left field line.
Congratulated Darren on his home run last night. I said, from the booth we couldn't tell if it went out because of that scoreboard in left center. He goes, I had no idea either. So he said, I knew I hit it. I hit it good, but I just couldn't tell if it went out or not.
Well, he's behind, no balls and 2 strikes in this AB. Pops that one up. Shallow, or actually behind the second base bag. D. Gordon is there. 4 up, 4 down for Conley. That'll bring Jeff Francoeur to the plate. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, looking for good things in regards to the Phils. When you take a look at what they've been able to do against the Miami Marlins this year, it has been good. In fact, over the last 9 contests between the Phillies and the Marlins, the Phils are averaging 5.5 runs per game and have an ERA under 3. So that brings us to our Coors Light cold hard fact. And with a win tonight, the Phils will clinch their 6th consecutive winning season against the Marlins. The Phils are 9-5. They've got 5 yet to play with the Miami Marlins. So if they win tonight, of course, mathematically they'll get it. The Phils have won 8 of their last 9 versus the Miami as well after starting the season 1-4. So good things are happening when they're playing the Fish of late, and that's always good to see.
Yeah, the Phillies have scored 61 runs in the 14 games against the Marlins this year. So averaging about 4 runs per game, but the team ERA is 3.44, so that's good. I mean, you combine the starters and the bullpen, 3.44. That's some of the best numbers they have against anybody this year.
Very good.
Next step, doing it against everybody else in the division. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeff Francoeur. Swing and a miss, and Francoeur strikes out. That's 3 strikeouts for Conley.
Keeps climbing the ladder with that heater. See, Real Muto wants it up there, and he puts it in the perfect location.
Here's Darnell Sweeney. Sweeney is 0 for his last 14. Trying to break out in front of some of his family and friends. That's where he hit his first major league home run.
I did not have that game, but I remember watching it.
He crushed it to left
well
center
out
field.
Of here, up by the flagpoles.
Still a big thrill for his family to be here. He went to 2 different high schools in the Fort Lauderdale area. Started out at Fort Lauderdale High School and then finished up at American Senior High School in Dade County. He signed with the University of Central Florida at a younger age, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of his senior year, Miami offered him a scholarship. But he decided to honor the scholarship at Central Florida. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out. So 4 strikeouts through the first 2 innings for Adam Conley. He has found a formula over his last couple of starts. He's retired the first 6, and we'll move to the bottom of the second. The Eagles-Cowboys game, and look ahead at the Jets on Sunday. Watch Quick Slants presented by Nissan tomorrow night at 6, only on Comcast Sportsnet. I am sure the guys will have an update on DeMarco Murray. They should have at least some information by tomorrow. He left practice today with a bad hamstring. Marcell Ozuna leads it off. Ozuna 1 for 4 in yesterday's game. Takes a curved ball for strike 1. Ozuna hitting .249 with 9 home runs, and he whacks that one right through the middle, a base hit. Leadoff batter aboard. Derek Dietrich is coming up. Well, earlier today we woke up and found out that the great Yogi Berra had passed away at the age of 90. Yogi was such a fixture, not only at Yankees camp, but for a time at Astros camp and at Mets camp throughout his career. A wonderfully gifted player, but as everybody who has met him, and Ben, I know you've met him before.
Yes.
A wonderfully gifted person just because of the way he made people feel around him. Baseball lost an icon today. 90 years old. Yogi Berra passed away in his sleep earlier today. Derek Dietrich takes a strike. Some of the fans here, R.I.P. Yogi, it ain't over in our hearts. So many great sayings. In fact, all day long, whether it be on newspaper clippings, on television, people were repeating some of the stories. And really great tributes coming from all over baseball from some of the younger Yankee players, like Derek Jeter, who was so close to Yogi Berra. But here are some of the particulars. Served in the U.S. Navy in World War II, 358 career home runs. 5 times in his career, Ben, he had more home runs than strikeouts in a season. An 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion. Pretty incredible.
He's such a great man. Just a wonderful person.
Now, you were in Yankee camp, and you got a chance to interact with some of the Yankee greats, including Yogi, who you were much taller than.
He is a little guy. He was a little guy, but I mean, very charismatic. He commanded a presence as well. He should. and just a gentleman, as most of the players in his generation were. True gentleman.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Derek Dietrich. Dietrich 261 with 10 homers and 24 runs batted in. Off the outside corner, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Larry Anderson told some great stories today about Yogi because he interacted with him when he was with the Houston Astros. Our own Phil Sheridan for the Phillies clubhouse. Later in life, about 5 years ago, Yogi was in Clearwater with the Yankees. He would still travel with them and would still go to spring training with them all the time before his wife Carmen passed away. And Phil would always make soup for the visiting team. Made a big pot of soup. And Yogi, one afternoon, decided to have some soup. He was sitting in his locker. It was chicken and rice. As Dietrich rolls over on this one to second, it's a bad flip to second base by Sweeney. And now going to third is Ozuna. That was just a lazy pitch on the part of Darnell Sweeney. It's going to go down as a fielder's choice, and I would guess an E4 to allow Ozuna to go to third base. And there are runners on first and third.
This just cannot happen. It cannot happen. That is a tailor-made, as much as a tailor-made double play as you ever see. Looks like the ball just kind of slipped out of Darnell's hands. Ozuna did tag second base. I was anxious to see if he did that, but ball just kind of slipped out of his hands and gave Freddie a poor feed. But that was as tailor-made as you could ever imagine.
So now runners on first and third, and Real Muto, who was 1 for 3 last night, will be the batter. Dave Buchanan will work from the stretch in this spot. Chopper to third. Ashe will go to second for 1 and over to first in time. Sweeney really stood in there. A run does score. It's 1-0 Marlins, but there are 2 outs here in the second inning.
Okay, so there's a 5-4-3 double play. Just heard this story today out of Larry Boa's mouth. How many double plays, 5-4-3 double plays, do you think the 1993 ball club that went to the World Series completed? 5-4-3 double plays.
All right, Dave Hollins was over third base. His throws weren't always on the money, so I don't know what the number is. I'm assuming it's low.
Rhymes with hero.
0.
Yes.
Really?
Not 1 the whole year. Isn't that something?
That is something.
He said that stat today, and I found it hard to believe. I mean, because we're looking at 3 over the last 2 games.
Miguel Rojas, the batter. Rojas hitting .259 with a home run, and he loops that one into center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Second hit of the inning. And Conley's coming up. Well, getting back to the Yogi Berra story, so Phil makes this big pot of chicken and rice soup, and Yogi's sitting on his bench, or sitting on his stool in front of his locker, and takes a sip of the soup, and it was so hot that it knocked him off the stool. He literally knocked him off the stool. So, you know, in comes the Yankees trainer. Here comes Joe Girardi running in from the dugout. Derek Jeter comes running in. Anyway, long story short, Yogi was fine. He said he was fine. He did get taken to the hospital in the ambulance just as a precaution because he burned himself. And the pot went on to the Hall of Fame and was on display next to the San Francisco Giants World Series memorabilia as just a piece of baseball nostalgia that was utilized during that particular season, with the whole story about Yogi burning himself on that soup.
That is too funny.
Aaron Ruff lets that one roll foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Yogi was named to Major League Baseball's All-Century team, which was released in 1999. He was not only a catcher, but he also played the outfield. There was that iconic video when Bill Mazeroski hit the home run to win the World Series for the Pirates at Forbes Field, where Yogi was going back. He was the left fielder who sat and just watched it go over the wall.
I think of him jumping into Don Larson's arms.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
Perfect game.
I think of when Jackie Robinson was slid home and Yogi gets up and he thought he was out, and Jackie, of course, was waved safe, and Yogi got up and got in the umpire's face, and all heck broke loose.
Swing and a miss, and the side is retired. So Conley goes down swinging. 3 strikeouts in the inning for David Buchanan. The Marlins do score a run. We'll head to the 3rd. It's 1-0 Miami. Section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Ben, the question is this: who are the only 2 managers in Marlins history to lose 100 games in a single season? The answer will be revealed a little later on. We head to the top of the 3rd. It's 1-0 Marlins on top. An error by Darnell Sweeney helped the run score in the 2nd. Adam Conley has retired the first 6 batters that he's faced. 4 strikeouts along the way.
I do like the way David Buchanan bounced back, got the immediate double play, was able to get out of that with just the 1 run.
Here's Carlos, who fouls it off to the right. Carlos did not play last night. He's making just his 79th start of the season, a major league low for him. He is starting tonight. Cameron Rupp will start tomorrow. Pete Mackanin said he brought Cameron in the other day and said, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Eric Kratz start on in game 1. As there's a broken back ground ball to shortstop. 1 away. We're going to have Eric Kratz start game 1. Carlos will start game 2, but I just want you to know that you will get the lion's share of the games the rest of the way. So Cameron will start tomorrow. Now, it's not saying that Ruiz will not start a game. It's not saying that Kratz won't start a game. But Cameron, after a couple days off, will catch pretty much the rest of the way.
It's always nice to be informed by your manager, and I think that's such a good thing that Pete Mackanin does. Keeps those players informed and in tune with what he's thinking.
Here's Cody Ashe, 4 home runs in his last 8 games. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Think about it. If Cameron Rupp is sitting in his locker and he sees his name not in the lineup again, he's like, man, did I do something? Is Pete upset with me? Am I not doing this right? Am I not doing that right? And you start to think about things, and it's only human nature. But for Pete to be able to communicate that with Cameron means a lot. It means a lot.
Little grounder off to the right, picked up by Real Muto, and he hurries the throw in time. Bohr kept his foot on the bag. It was not an easy play for the first baseman. 2 outs.
He almost kind of hung Bohr out to dry there.
That's what I was thinking.
Good thing he threw it with such velocity to first base, because Bohr would have ended up getting his arm stuck into Cody Ashe's chest and could have dislodged the baseball.
Either that, or he would have been in the baseline, and Cody Ashley would have tried to run him over and would have fallen right to the ground.
Yeah, I don't think he's the right guy to run over.
Here's David Buchanan. Yeah, that's low, 1-0. David hitting 125 on the year. Two and two. This will be the 38th pitch of the inning, or of the game so far for Conley. Fly ball, shallow right, and Bohr in foul territory. Won't get there. It's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag #PhillyPhotoDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. All right. Am I crazy? Not that
sometimes.
Not that it matters at this point, but could Marcelo Ozuna have caught that ball? Or was it not high enough?
I don't think it was high enough.
Okay.
I don't think he got there in time, because it did end up going into the stands.
But by a foot or two. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he definitely could. If he was there in time, he could have reached over the railing. I just don't think he got there in time.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, wait, David, make him work. Conley's not waiting for the paint to dry, is he?
No. Another foul ball off to the right. Conley last start threw 76% fastballs.
Yes.
That was up 12% from what was the norm for him. Swing and a miss. He got him. 5 strikeouts. He is perfect through 3. 9 batters faced, 9 batters retired. On to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Marlins on top of the Phils. The double cheeseburger and small fry for just $2.50. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers and our most exciting lineup ever. Shop Nissan.com.
No hungry, Tom?
That did sound good, though. Home half of the third. D. Gordon will lead it off. He flied to right his first time up. Breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, we showed last night the lady down the left field line where that foul ball went right over her shoulder. Shot back, and it actually hit her. She was cut, but she was fine. We saw D. Gordon go over to talk to her and make sure she was okay. Apparently, he gave her a pair of spikes, a baseball, some batting gloves. I think a T-shirt was involved.
She made out.
She did make out.
I just love to see that kind of stuff. I do. Oof.
That one went off the wall behind the seating area. Fortunately, everybody's okay. Didn't hit anybody. Didn't hit the energy team that was lined up back there. There's the energy team. They're in orange.
My man was running for his life.
He was.
Gotta protect the ladies.
Way inside, 2-2.
I'd like to see that breaking ball he threw Solano in the first inning.
Came back with another fastball, and it runs inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
The hardest we've seen David Buchanan throw. That pitch there at 93.
Chopper back toward the middle, and that'll be a base hit for D. Gordon. He's aboard. So that'll be the 4th hit for Miami. Well, these Marlins will be in town the final weekend of the regular season at Citizens Bank Park. October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 2 night games and a day game. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Don't forget, Fan Appreciation Day. It's a 3:05 first pitch. All fans coming to the ballpark will receive the 2016 schedule magnet. There'll be plenty of surprises and prizes for everybody that comes out to the ballpark that day. Here's Solano, who struck out his first time up on that breaking ball that Ben talked about.
It's okay to be quick and use your slide step, but in my opinion, that was a little too quick for David Buchanan. He never got himself a chance to get back, get his arm back. He just lifted his leg up just barely and delivered the pitch.
Looked like his front hip opened up pretty fast.
It flew wide open.
There's a line drive caught by Cody Ashley. The throw to first in time to get D. Gordon. Last night the Phillies had 4 double plays. Tonight they have 2 already. That's a little surprising that D. Gordon was caught that far off the first base bag.
Especially when you're not stealing. And that ball, Cody, what he did so well is he transferred the ball to his throwing hand so quickly, almost like he was a second baseman making the turn at second base on a double play. In and out of his glove, boom, double play.
Yelich takes a change up, and it's 0-1. Yeah, that guy's usually a better base runner than that. Everybody makes mistakes, but he was pretty far off the bag. Over to first base, Darren Ruff takes the friendly hop, and it turns out to be an easy inning for David Buchanan. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. 3 of the books. We'll go to the 4th. Top of the order is up for the Phils when we come back. K-Cup pods. Great tasting coffee at amazingly low prices. Particularly when you order 11:30 a.m. They'll be there that same day. W.B. Mason knocks it out of the park. Who but W.B. Top of the fourth inning. The Phillies do not have a base runner yet. Adam Conley has struck out 5 through the first 3 innings. He has 3 ground outs and then a pop out to second baseman D. Gordon. So Freddie Galvis will give it a try one more time. Grounded out to third his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Shows bunt, takes low, 1-0.
We did notice it last night, but Freddie really has brought in that left foot from the outside of the batter's box, which would normally be right in this area here. Our telestrator's not working right now, but
inside.
You can see it would normally be right here on the outside, but now it's more of a square approach, more towards the pitcher.
I thought you were going to use that circle that sort of spotlights it, you know, the circle spotlight.
We'll use that later on.
All right.
But maybe he felt like he wasn't getting back to center. Maybe he thought some outside pitches he wasn't able to get to. So he went more of a conventional approach and more straight towards the pitcher.
Back to the screen. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Galvis, Altair, and Odubel Herrera here in the top of the fourth.
See, the second time through, these hitters have a little bit of a different approach against Conley. Saw some awfully big swings.
Over toward third. Solano has it on the glove side, and 1 away. So Altair's coming up. Well, one of the bright spots this year for the Philadelphia Phillies organization was the play of the Reading Fightin' Phils. They finished 80-61. Now, they wound up losing to the Bowie Bay Sox in the championship series, but they had some guys really stand out. The pitching staff at the beginning, led by Aaron Nola, who won 7 games. And how about the second half that Andrew Knapp had with a .360 batting average and 11 home runs? Well, the guy that was in charge of that team was Dusty Wathan, who is now with the Phillies ball club and is down in the dugout ready to talk to Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Yeah, what a season it was for the Reading Fightin' Phils, and manager of the year in the Eastern League, Dusty Wathan, is with us, part of the Phillies coaching staff now. And let's go back and talk a little bit about that. Whenever the season ends in the final game of the year, it ended with a loss, but certainly you get to that point, it's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a little bit bittersweet to not be able to finish it off, but for the development of the players and to put guys in situations like that, it was a tremendous opportunity for us, and it just shows that we have a lot of talent coming.
You were in your 4th season with the Reading Fightin' Phils, and when did you know that you were pretty loaded with a good group of talented guys that you might be able to do something with?
Well, I think it was very noticeable in spring training. Coming out of spring training, we had a lot more talent than we had the last couple of years, and some guys had some tremendous years, and then with the addition of some trades and things, that we were very consistent all year long, and I think some of the trades at the trade deadline really just put us over the top.
Tom was just talking about some of the names, and you got a chance to see a lot of those guys for most of the season. 1 or 2 guys that you can touch on that really stood out that you enjoyed watching play?
Well, obviously JP, being at the top of the list, he's got a chance to be a everyday major league shortstop and have a lot of success, hopefully here in Philadelphia, not too distant future. And I think, Jake Thompson that we acquired in a trade was just tremendous. From as soon as the day he got there, pitched very well, gave us a chance to win every game, and was huge in the playoffs. But, there's a long list of the guys. I mean, we wouldn't have had that much success without, a bunch of guys contributing.
I would imagine when you arrived to join the coaching staff here that maybe a couple guys said, well, hey, tell us a little bit about some of these guys. I mean, will your input, I would imagine, will be very valuable as these guys go forward and start making decisions for the next year and the years following?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think it helps to have a set of eyes on these guys on a daily basis, as opposed to, one of the guys from the front office or something coming in for 1 or 2 days. So, hopefully, I can give my input, and, there's a lot of guys around here. that I got to coach in the past, so it's been fun so far.
Well, Dusty, I know you haven't had a whole lot of time off since spring training started. You're going to get a chance to go back and see your family when this season is over, but we look forward to having you around for a week or two.
Thank you.
Dusty, thank you very much, guys. A quick inning. We'll send it back upstairs.
Murphy, very quick inning, and again, he has a perfect game through 4. He's retired 12 straight to start tonight's game. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Marlins. Now or visit jefferson.edu and buy the Quality Plus Sports stores. Go further. Bottom of the 4th inning, Justin Bour leads it off. Bour struck out looking his first time up, and he pulls that one deep down the right field line. It is gone. You want to talk about a golf swing. Justin Bour just golfed one out of the yard for his 19th home run of the season.
Been kept in check his first 5 at-bats of this series, but went up there with a purpose, looking for that first pitch. He got it, and you're right, Tom, he golfed this ball out. Tucks it inside the fair line, the fair pole, I should say, down the right field line.
Well, now Marcell Ozuna, he scored the first run. Buchanan delivers low. One ball, one strike.
We've seen that, though, out of Bour. He's a first pitch swinger. That was a first pitch breaking ball, too, so he was ready for anything.
Pulls that one foul. Marcell Ozuna does. Well, Bour with that home run, his 19th, that's now 3rd among rookies. Chris Bryant leads the way with 26. Jock Peterson is 2nd with 25. Bryant also leads in RBIs. He has 98 runs batted in. Justin Bour is 3rd with 73. Line drive caught by Freddie Galvis. Yeah, Bryant has 98. He was down in the minor leagues for the first month of the season.
An RBI machine. Most home runs by a Cubs rookie of all time.
There's some very good rookies this year. I mean, you think about Chris Bryant, Matt Duffy, Bour. You could even go to Michael Taylor, Jock Peterson, Maikel Franco, who's out with the wrist injury. The Gong kid from Pittsburgh, who's out with a knee injury, as Dietrich slices one the opposite way for a base hit. So he's aboard. I mean, that's all in the National League, too. That doesn't even include the American League, where you have Correa, who's had such a great year. That's what Rob Manfred said. He spotlighted how special some of the young players are in baseball, and he wasn't particularly talking about the candidates for Rookie of the Year, but there's no reason not to throw them into that conversation. Phillies have two of them, in Odubel and Maikel Franco, offensively.
Fans like to see that as well. You get new guys coming up, someone else they can relate to and cheer for, and they're thinking, this might be a guy we could root for the next 15 years.
It's going to be hard to knock Chris Bryant off the pedestal, though, for Rookie of the Year. I know people have talked about Matt Duffy.
No, I think he sewed this one up.
Yeah, and Jung Ho Gong, but it's really going to be hard to surpass 278, 26, 98 with an OPS of 876.
And 11 games to go.
1-0 pitch to Real Muto is inside. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, it's getting interesting not only in the American League West but also in the American League Wild Card. The Angels have held off the Astros. They actually came from behind and beat the Astros 6-5 today. The Astros are unraveling before everyone's eyes. Another base hit. Real Muto extends his hitting streak, and that puts runners on first and second with one man down.
I think it's a good time for Chooch to walk out to the mound and say, hey, let's get back to what we were doing early on in this ball game. There's been 4 Marlins to come to the plate this inning, and all 4 have hit the ball extremely hard. So Chooch doing the right thing, going out there, just calming them down, see if he can induce another double play here, work down and get out of this.
Well, as Ruiz comes back toward home plate, taking a look at the American League Wild Card, the Twins and the Angels are now just a game and a half out. The Indians are 4 out. They had gotten to 500. Now they're 1 game under. As Yogi used to say, it ain't over till it's over. Here is Rojas. He singled his first time up. Takes inside. He has now hit in 8 straight games, hitting .458 during that time. Good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Very nice pitch. Anytime you can throw a breaking ball like that behind in the count to even the count up, could help you out later in that at bat.
That changeup just faded inside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, David is trying to finish the year on a high note. This has not been a particularly good year in the big leagues, with an ERA of 8.17, which among qualified pitchers is the highest earned run average for a starter this year. Unfortunately, the way the year has gone, the Phillies have 3 pitchers in the top 10 of the highest ERAs. Sean O'Sullivan and Jerome Williams are the other 2. Swing and a miss. Good changeup. 2-2.
Definitely a lot of questions to be answered with regards to the starting rotation come spring training next season.
Yeah, I think if you're a young pitcher, even if you're David Buchanan, there's going to be jobs. And if you can figure some things out in this offseason, continue to get yourself stronger, there are jobs. I'm not saying that he's going to have one, but there will be opportunities. Phillies starters a 5.38 earned run average, which is much higher than the highest ERA for a starting staff from a year ago. Adam Morgan, Aaron Nola, they'll have a chance too. Nola will have more than a chance. Probably the same with Morgan.
I wouldn't see why not. I would say Eichhoff and Nola's jobs are definitely secure.
I would agree with you on that.
I'd say almost to a point. Adam Morgan has secured a spot.
Yeah, I do think that I would agree with you, but I still think there'll be 3 that you'll compete for.
Yeah, and I'm probably, I don't want to go out on a limb or make predictions, but I think he's
shown a lot.
He's shown a lot.
And you heard Dusty Wathan talk about Jake Thompson, the young pitcher who came over also in the Rangers deal. He may not be ready for the start, but he's probably pretty close. Same with Zach Eflin.
Yep.
That one is back in front of us and out of play. So it remains 3-2. Another foul ball. .58 pitches now for David Buchanan, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Over to third. This could be 2. Ashe goes to the third base bag for 1, and now 3 double plays for the Phils in tonight's ball game. 1 run does score on the home run by Bohr. 1 man left. Onto the 5th inning. The Phils in search of their first base runner. All right, it is a perfect game. It's only 4 innings, but this was a heck of a play to preserve it at this point.
It was a very, very good play. Coming in is Derek Dietrich, laying down on one leg and coming up with this play to preserve this, I guess we should say, a perfect game, and that is your GMC precision play of the game.
Yeah, it's only the top of the 5th inning, but he has faced 12 batters, retired all 12. Dietrich, the converted second baseman, who may be the everyday left fielder next year for the Marlins. Darren Ruff will lead it off. Ruff popped out his first time up. And Ruff pulls one through the hole on the left side, a base hit. A leadoff single for the Phils here in the top of the 5th inning.
Atta baby.
Well, it's only fitting that the guy who has the highest average against left-handed pitchers, the highest OPS, this is in the National League, gets the first hit of the night against a lefty.
That's fitting. That's why it was one of my keys to the game.
Yeah, Darren hitting .384 against left-handed pitching this year. Second to him is Paul Goldschmidt. And he also has the highest OPS. And second to him in that is Paul Goldschmidt and then Ryan Zimmerman. That one's out toward the alley in right center field. It'll drop for a base hit. Ruff's on his way to third. Yelich's throw is cut off. Francoeur is caught off first, but he gets back. Thank goodness he gets back. So first and third with nobody out.
Such a good play there by Darren Ruff. Just shows you that you don't have to be fast to be a good base runner. Knowing Yelich is going to his left, the momentum is carrying Yelich out towards right center field. If you're a right-hander, then you know you can take the extra base. There's no doubt in his mind that he cannot get to third base. I know there's nobody out. You don't want to make the first out at third, but you see Yelich moving in that direction. He has all his momentum going towards right field. It's going to be hard for him to gain that momentum going back. You don't have to be fast, Tom.
Do not have to be fast. Darnell Sweeney struck out his first time up. He's 0 for his last 15. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. A little long with that swing.
They're too big. They're just. He struck out his first at bat on a slider down, and I saw no change between that swing and the first swing he took. It's okay to be aggressive, but you need to be under control with that aggressiveness. That to me is just a too hard of a swing. When you swing that hard, your bat slows down.
1 ball, 1 strike to Sweeney. Way outside, and it's 2-1.
One of the first changeups we've seen out of Conley tonight.
Well, he has 61 pitches this evening, and I would think at least 40 of those pitches have been fastballs, if not more.
Yes. It's a good take there by Sweeney. Very soft on that front side. Wasn't flying out there.
Opposite way, it's 3-2.
Much better. It's weird he has that swing on a 3-1 count. And last time I believe it was a 1-2 count when he swung through that slider. But that was a very good, quick, short swing. Boom. Good. That is flying through the zone.
And ball 4, so that'll load up the bases. Not sure why he chose that pitch, but it's good news for the Phillies.
That's
a poor decision.
I put that on Real Muto as well. 2-0 in the 5th inning here. You have a guy that's out there throwing 94, 95 in command of that fastball, and you throw a slider in the dirt.
Chuck Hernandez out to the mound, so this is the first real problem that Conley has had in tonight's game. The most popular way to follow the action of the Phillies is with the MLB.com at-bat app, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, statcasts, radio broadcasts, and more. Get the MLB.com at-bat app now. And if you're interested, with postseason upon us, they do have deals for the postseason games as well. Here's Ruiz with the bases loaded. Carlos takes high and away.
I really hope this comes back to bite him. If it does, I know he'll be wondering why he did it. 3-2 slider.
Well, now he's starting to second guess himself a little bit because he's facing a 2-ball, no strike count.
Remember, this is the first time out of the stretch for him this evening as well in this inning.
Ruiz swings at the 2-0 pitch and fouls it off to the right.
Good swing there.
Ground ball towards shortstop. That's going to be a double play. The Phils will get a run. So it's a 2-1 ball game, but it's a 6-4-3 double play. Just like earlier when the Phils conceded a run for some outs, that's what the Marlins have done here in the 5th. But again, it's just a 2-1 lead now.
Conley will take that, and the Marlins will take that all day long.
Here's Ashe, who takes low and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Cody. One ball, 1 strike.
What I like about what Cody did last night, yes, he had 3 hits, but 1 home run was against a righty, 1 home run was against a lefty.
On the outside corner, 1-2. A little bit of a late call by the home plate umpire. Swing and a miss, and the side is retired. So what started out as a bases loaded, nobody out situation ends with just 1 run scoring for the Phillies. Darren Ruff gets the first hit of the night for the Phils, and we'll move to the bottom of the 5th in a 1-run game. Program that rewards small organizations that create big changes. Champions in Action. You can find out more information by going to citizensbank.com/community. Cody Ashe recovers and throws out Adam Conley as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. So 1 away. Citizens Bank, we want to help you bank better, so the next time you have a question about money, don't keep it to yourself. Ask a citizen. Gordon will slowly stroll toward home plate. Adam Conley will slowly trot back to the dugout. Little tribute to Yogi Berra here at Marlins Park. It's up at center field. Gordon takes low. It's 1-0. You hear some of the tributes that came in around baseball. You can tell how close Derek Jeter was.
Yes.
To Yogi Berra. You can tell how close Joe Torre was to Yogi Berra. 2 balls and no strikes.
Jeet always made it something that he did every day. To go find Yogi, put his arm around him, ask him how his day was going, and they would just sit there and talk about everything.
2 balls and 1 strike to D. Gordon. It's a remarkable thing, and it shows you that this game can be played by anyone. Here you are at 6'5". Here's Yogi at 5'7". You were nearly a foot taller.
Yeah.
Than Yogi Berra.
Yeah. I know there's a gazillion Yogi-isms, and I will tell you my favorite one.
Out to shortstop, to Hopper to Galvis.
My favorite one of all time, and I know there's a lot of them, but my favorite one was, when you see a fork in the road, take it.
No, he had.
That was just. I always loved that one.
Yeah, he did say that he didn't say all the. He goes, I didn't say all the Yogi-isms that are out there, but I'm pretty sure he said about 90% of them.
No. I always enjoyed that one because the visual of it was just. It was perfect.
Well, tell the story about the Mickey Vernon tape, the DVD that you provided Yogi Berra.
We were in the training room, and I was talking with Stevie Dunning, who is now the head trainer for the Yankees, and Yogi was in there, and I don't know how the name came up, but Mickey Vernon's name came up, and they both stopped me. And they said, you know Mickey? I said, well, he's a very close friend of mine. And ended up, I told Mickey about it. I called Mick on the phone, and he sent down this. Mickey had this old video camera, and he took video of everybody he ever saw. Ted Williams, Honus Wagner.
Yeah, in fact,
it was awesome.
In fact, the PBS feature about baseball, a lot of the footage was from Mickey Vernon.
Yep. So I gave it to Yogi, and one day he was in Joe Torre's office watching it with Joe, and I just come to find out that my good friend back home, Mr. Vankowski, said that Yogi took that DVD and then gave it to Stan Musial. So it was they just kept forwarding that along, and because all the guys were just it was a fraternity like it still is, but just a really good group of gentlemen.
Well, and that color footage that we saw on the PBS feature, on the PBS documentaries that Ken Burns did, there wasn't a whole lot of that at that time.
No, there wasn't.
So that was pretty special to see a lot of it. So we'll move to the top of the 6th inning here at Marlins Park. Marlins on top of the Phils, 2-1. Alec Asher, Aaron Nola, Adam Morgan, and Jared Eichhoff have all arrived on the big stage and have arrived ready to make a case for staying at the major league level. With bumps in the road and a learning curve for any young prospect, this quartet has made adjustments and found success against opposing lineups since their major league debuts. The future of the rotation is bright, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, we begin the top of the 6th inning, and Chase Darno will pinch hit for the Phils. So that means that David Buchanan's night is done. David goes 5 innings tonight. He scatters 7 hits. If you're wondering why, well, we're at that point in the year where they are really trying to keep an eye on everybody's innings. That's the explanation we've been given for a lot of the pitchers, particularly as we go down the home stretch here. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
David's probably wondering, man, I feel pretty good. Did pretty well tonight.
Yeah,
Go back out.
I would think he could probably pitch another inning or two. 1 ball and 2 strikes to d'Arnaud. Takes low and in. 2-2.
Well, from a physical aspect, nobody conditions himself more than David Buchanan.
I agree with that. d'Arnaud swings and misses that one, so he is struck out. And that is now a career high. Ties or it's a new career high for Conley in strikeouts. That's number 8. And here's Freddie Galvis.
It's a slider, back foot slider down in the dirt. d'Arnaud goes fishing.
Galvis shows bunt, takes way outside. It looked like Conley may have slipped on that one. Popped him up. That'll go out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. By the way, that foul ball reminds me again that we played the fans plays of the year, and they were tremendous. There were some great catches
and
some not so great catches, and we appreciate everybody playing along with us on some of those not so great catches. Galvis bunts the 2-1 foul. It's 2-2.
It worked for Freddie last night. Figured I'll try it from the right side.
So it's even 2-2. I think one of the things that stands out about the fans plays of the year was just the work of our camera operators, that they were able to track all of those and capture everything the way they did. A couple that stand out, of course, is the gentleman who had the ticket in one hand, the baby on his chest, and then caught the foul ball with one hand. That was a great one. One of our employees, our fine Diamond Club employees, making the catch as he was doing his job down in the Diamond Club. Very nonchalant.
My favorite was the guy leaning over the visitor's dugout, beer in hand.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Caught the ball, held on to his can, didn't spill a drop.
And of course, the one that I think we all felt bad about was the young guy in the Hall of Fame club, with the Mayberry jersey.
Yes.
Who had it twice and just couldn't hang on. He did get a couple baseballs after that, but that was a tough one. But it was all in good fun. Yelich makes the catch. 2 outs. Time now for our fan photo. Murph, take it away.
Well, let me give you the fan photo. Then I want to give you my favorite fan catch of the year, too. But as promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. It comes from Trish, September 11984. These fans taking the road trip to Boston. Cheer on the team they love.
All right.
Yeah, looking good. All right, tweet your strongest fan photo. Don't forget to hashtag Philly Photo Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It's all brought to you by T-Mobile. Right in front of the bus. In Boston.
All right, give your favorite fan catch as
real quickly.
Flies out.
How about the kid in Colorado who's with his dad and he caught Ryan
that was
Howard's
a very
home
good
run.
one. Yep.
That was my favorite.
Yeah,
he was so excited.
That's a good one. Yep. We had that one, and it was a great reaction too. So David Buchanan's evening is complete. He'll watch the bullpen from here on out as we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Marlins up 2-1. Local Del Valle Honda dealer, or visit DelValleHondaDealers.com. By Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. And by Chevrolet, visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. A one-run game. Does it look familiar, Ben? 2-1, the other team. 3 games in Atlanta, all 2-1 scores. Here's Adam Lowen to take over for David Buchanan. David went 5 innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 runs. So Lowen 19 strikeouts and 14 1/3. Unveiling the new motion to the plate a few outings ago.
That can't be comfortable for Yelich. Have a guy out there that's 6'12", Laredo style.
You have Yelich and Bohr, so neither one of them are going to be all that comfortable.
Passed Adam on the sidewalk today. I was going to get a sandwich. He was on his way back, and he said, "You better hurry up." And I looked up at the sky. I said, "I know."
Yeah, there was some storms coming in today.
And then it happened.
Were you inside when it happened?
I was inside, and then I had to wait inside, and I had to wait inside some more. And then I saw Noah floating down the street
with an umbrella. 1-2 pitch. That one's hit foul.
I have not seen it rain this hard for 3 consecutive days, because we got in Sunday night. When we landed, it was just a monsoon.
Yeah. Hector Neris, he may be up for Marcelo Zuna. They go 2 lefties and a righty. Outside, 2-2. Out to shortstop, caught by Freddie Galvis. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. Reminder, the Phillies are looking to hire a staff of ball girls who can represent the organization in the community as well as perform duties on the field. Applications are due the 28th of September. You can send them to ballgirls@phillies.com or ballgirl applicant, 1 Citizens Bank Way, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19148 if you want to mail in the application. Qualified applicants will be notified of a tryout date. So send a resume and a 2-minute video demonstrating your softball skills and tell us why you'd make a great ball girl. Bohr homered his last time up, 2-1 Marlins. That wasn't comfortable.
See, if you're lefty on lefty, that's the exact kind of swing that you're looking for on a regular basis. We haven't seen those out of lefties from Adam Lowen this year, but that's a good sign. Much like we didn't see those defensive swings against Jake Diekman earlier in the season from lefties. They almost had a comfort level that shouldn't be there, but that is a very reassuring sign.
That one is rocketed out towards center field, but Odubel covers a lot of ground. There are 2 outs. And here's Marcelo Zuna. Now they're going to allow Lowen to stay in the ballgame. Tad low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That is a towering shot foul down the left field line. Way to play the carom, big guy. It's all how you play the carom, Ben.
That's it.
Chopper to shortstop. To his left is Galvis. Ozuna hustling this time up the first base line. 1-2-3 inning for Adam Lowen. So a scoreless bottom of the 6th. We'll move to the 7th. Souvenir for that guy. And the Phil's down 1. The Marlins lead it 2-1. Phillies only hits today: Darren Ruff, Jeff Francoeur. David Buchanan went 5 innings in tonight's ball game and was lifted for Adam Lowen. Adam Conley, meanwhile, has a career high 8 strikeouts. The only hits he allowed were in the 5th. So now we go to the top of the 7th. It'll be Odubel Herrera, Darren Ruff, and Jeff Francoeur. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Odubel is 0 for 2. He is struck out and he lined out to left. 1 ball, 1 strike.
See if we can string a couple together here. The boys in gray on top.
Out to shortstop, charging is Rojas. Has to hurry. Safe at first. Well, you want to talk about a guy smelling ahead. Odubel 1 for 4 last night. Did not have a particularly good weekend in Atlanta, of course, and gets a base hit here. So 2 for 7 now in the series.
Pick him up and put him down. Funny, he did glance out towards shortstop, but never slowed down one bit.
Talking to Pete today about Odubel, and Pete mentioned yesterday when he was on Philly Sports Talk, and then when we had the Open. He mentioned yesterday about Odubel coming into his office and apologizing for the way he was this past weekend in Atlanta. I said to him today, I said, how happy were you that you saw him come in? He goes, oh. He said it meant that everything that we did on Sunday, there's a reason for it, but that he understood it. And that is the next step in his growth. He said, and honestly, what he said to me in the meeting, and Pete said, I'm not going to divulge everything that he said. What he said to me in the meeting showed me that he got it, that he understood it. He said, and I told him, listen, you are a really good player, and you're going to have a really good career. But you have to realize that, not everything is going to go your way. So another step forward for Odubel Herrera. He's on first. Dan Jennings is coming out. He'll make a pitching change. Phillies trail it by 1. Adam Conley is done. He goes 6+ innings here tonight, and the Marlins go to the pen. Marlins history to lose 100 games in a single season.
Well, the one I know for sure because it was so shocking, Jim Leland.
All right, that's why I thought that would be a hard one for you.
Then the other one, it was because he was just one and done here. And then the other one I thought of, would be Mike Redmond.
Mike Redmond is correct. That was last year, 2013. So log back on to Phillies.com and find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. They will have a new manager here next year. Dan Jennings, it's assumed, will go back to his general manager duties after finishing up this year. Jennings has had a time as the skipper. He's won 48 games, lost 65. Here's Darren Ruff with the runner at first. And Brian Morris is the new pitcher for the Marlins.
Ow.
And he hit him right in the arm. Did he swing? No, says Mike Winters, the first base umpire. So a hit by pitch. And the Phillies have 2 on with nobody out. Dan Jennings is going to come out and question it.
I don't even think this is even close to a swing.
No.
Where exactly does this hit, Darren? Oh, right forearm.
So 2 on with nobody out. Don't forget the Phils had the bases loaded in the 5th inning. And a foul ball that got a piece of Real Muto.
Frenchie always ready to hit. Nice line drive his last time up towards right center. Good opportunity just to keep things going here, Tom. Keep that train moving.
Broke his bat. And the bat splinters up to the mound. It's 0-2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets are leading the Braves 2-0. That game's in the top of the 7th. Daniel Murphy is homered. The Mets are still trying to handle their magic number in the National League. Trying to hold off the Washington Nationals. Swing and a miss, and Francoeur strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. So 1 away. And Morris now will face Darnell Sweeney. See Morris's numbers 4 and 3 at 3.26 earned run average. This being his 61st game.
Morris just kept chasing Francoeur inside. So you know what? You're going to keep swinging at it. I'm going to keep throwing in there. Last pitch well off the plate inside.
Sweeney batting left-handed here against the righty. Foul tip. Darnell struck out his first time up. Walked his last time. He's 0 for his last 15. He was taught how to switch hit at a young age by his dad. His dad coached him from the time he was 5 years old until he was in high school. Chopper right side. Gordon ventures to his left. They get 1, and that's all they'll get. Sweeney too quick. So 4-6 on the putout. A fielder's choice. And Carlos Ruiz is due up. There's Genmar Gomez in the bullpen. Mike Dunn in the pen for the Marlins.
Shoots up with a chance to redeem himself his last time up hit into a 6-4-3 double play with the bases loaded, nobody out. Run did score, but hopefully choose to come out with a 2-out hit here and tie this Fuego up. Fuego, Spanish for game.
I got you. Fuego. Up and in, 1-0. Out to right field, playable for Marcell Ozuna. So the Phils are going to threaten here in the 7th inning, but they do not score. They get 1 hit. They leave 2. Time to stretch here in South Florida. It's the Marlins hanging on to a 1-run lead over the Phils. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Phils down by 1 run, and Adam Loewen will continue out on the mound. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire the opposition 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Derek Dietrich is 1 for 2. A fielder's choice his first time up, a single as last time. Loewen had one of those 1-2-3 innings. See how far he goes in this inning here.
I think this will be it. Derek Dietrich.
Good pitch, and it's 1-1. I think it's remarkable that he figured this out, and I don't know how hard it is, but I would think that changing your arm angle is a little difficult. That he figured this out in one bullpen session.
I don't think it's so much the arm angle, it's the release point.
Now there are times he said that he'll step the wrong way, he'll step a little too long, he'll get open too quickly. But Bob McClure really feels good about this. He thinks this is something that could work for the long term for Adam Loewen. Out to right center field. Jeff Francoeur will get under it and make the catch. Tomorrow morning, wake up with Bob as the crew gets ready for the Eagles' must-win game against the Jets. The best way to start your day is with Breakfast on Broad, weekday mornings over on the Comcast Network. Pete Buchanan heading out to the mound. That will indeed be it for Adam Loewen. So he faced 4, retired all 4. It's a nice effort getting 3 of the lefties that he faced, all 3 lefties that he faced in this outing. Jedmar Gomez is next up. We'll tell you about him when we return to Marlins Park. For a Major League Baseball team. It's Phillies high school night. Highlights include a Q&A session with Phillies marketing, communications, community outreach, broadcasting, and baseball development executives. Greg Murphy will be one of the featured speakers. Murph, congratulations. I didn't realize that. Take selfies with the World Series trophy. Special welcome from Scott Profrock. You know what you're going to say yet?
No, I don't. I'm going to tell them that I graduated high school. You know that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, to register, go to Phillies.com/high school. Maybe we'll come down and be part of the studio audience with you.
That would be awesome.
Did you guys register?
We don't have to.
Oh.
We have a key to the back door. Here's Jedmar Gomez, 63rd game, 2-3 at 2.90 ERA. Well, if it's anything like the college nights, Murph and I were both part of those. They were great. I mean, the information, if I was a college student and I got that kind of information, it would be helpful. And I think this will be the same thing as kids prepare to go to college.
Murph will take care of him.
A lot of pressure. 1 ball, no strikes. On the outside corner, it's 1-1. Fly ball center field. Long run for Herrera, and he'll get there. 2 away.
Now we had a perfect view of the way that ball changed directions. Pretty much started over the second base bag. Odubel started back on that line, and then the ball started to end up drifting towards the right. You see more from the left side. You see that ball, how much that drifted back towards right center field, and Odubel was with it every step of the way. There's so much ground to cover here.
Here is Miguel Rojas. Chopper to third. That is a fair ball. Nashi around the third base bag makes the play. And another 1-2-3 inning for the Phillies pitching staff. However, the Phils trail it by 1. So it's really good pitching, but they need some really good offense to get things rolling. when you buy right. And buy Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. Still just a 2-1 ball game. Some changes for the Phillies because Mike Dunn is going to be the new pitcher. Ichiro is in playing left field for the Marlins. 68th ball game for Dunn. Time now for our Hyundai defensive plays of the game. Well, the Phillies have been helped out by some double plays in tonight's ball game.
Lots of double plays the last couple games. See a 5-3 there, 5-4-3, then a 5-3 on the line drive. And they just keep picking on Cody Ash. Another 5-3 double play. And it truly is a pitcher's best friend. And they are your Hyundai defensive plays of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Well, speaking of Cody Ashe, he is lifted from this game. And here's Andres Blanco, who has been one of the best pinch hitters in baseball this year. Pinch hitting as we start the top of the 8th. And he lines one down the left field line. It's hooking. Foul by a foot. 0-1.
Man. Regroup. To Cody's credit, you know, they sent him back to the minor leagues to go learn left field. He did that. Then with the injury to Maikel Franco, you know, Andres Blanco was playing a lot of third base, but Cody's going right back to third base and filled in admirably. Played very good defense in Atlanta. Here, assisting on a ton of double plays.
That one's hit sharply toward the hole. Backhanded by Rojas. One away. Here's Eric Kratz in a 2-1 ball game. It's time for the Major League Notebook. Murph.
All right, thanks, Tom. Well, it's brought to you by St. Joseph's University. And the St. Louis Cardinals got some really good news today as they all kind of gathered, coaches and players gathered and watched Adam Wainwright take the mound this afternoon against some live hitters, some of his own teammates, for the first time since tearing that Achilles tendon back in April. Now, they're watching him pitch today. Mike Matheny said afterwards that he could not have been happier with the way that Wainwright looked on the mound today, threw about 25 pitches. They want to see it again, but they are talking about, wow, almost a terrific play out there in center field at one hops and safe at second. But they are talking about getting him on the postseason roster, which is absolutely amazing when you stop to think about it. They thought he was going to miss 10 to 12 months with that injury. Now they're talking about perhaps him being on that postseason roster. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. Adam Wainwright in St. Louis. And Zach Greinke, the news not as good. Scratched from his start tonight in L.A. with calf soreness. Expected just to miss one start, but the Dodgers have lost 4 straight. They were hoping that he could be their stopper tonight. That's not going to happen against Arizona. He will miss this start, but it doesn't look too serious, guys.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. Are you going to work out now?
You hop on that treadmill, Murph.
Where do you think I just was?
Didn't even break a sweat.
Well, and there lies my problem, I guess.
Dan Jennings is maneuvering D. Gordon over toward the first base line. They're going to peel first base. And Mike Winters says that Eric Kratz did indeed hit the first base bag. D. Gordon had no idea what Dan Jennings wanted him to do.
None. It's not even close.
Galvis takes on the outside corner. 0-1.
Ideally, you'd like to hit that first base bag with your left foot. I think Kratz got caught up in a little bit of whether or not that ball was going to get down or Yelich was going to catch it. Can't fault him for that. Been guilty a time or two.
That one's hit sharply on one hop to second base. Gordon looks at Kratz going over and then throws out Freddie Galvis. 2 away. And Aaron Altaire's coming up. All right, learning moment, teaching moment. Aaron Altaire's coming up here. Runner at third. Aaron has shown some glimpses being a very talented ball player, and the future's pretty bright. But what have you seen from his first 3 at-bats that you'd like him to adjust in this at-bat here?
I just see like his swing is just seemingly very long. He keeps chasing his stride, which I don't like. What I mean by that is when he's got that elongated leg kick, but when he puts that foot back down, his head and his upper body seem to be moving with that stride. So it's okay to have that leg kick as long as your head stays there, and that just makes his swing that much shorter, but he's not doing that right now.
That ball gets away from Real Muto. Coming home is Kratz, and he is safe at home plate. Oh, he's out at home plate. Well, they'll review that one. It looked like he hit home plate. It looked like he hit it right on the plates. The home plate umpire, Carlos Torres, did not signal. But my eyes, I don't know how yours look, Ben, but my eyes saw him hitting the dish. So Pete Buchanan's going to ask them to hold the defense, and they will review it.
I don't know why he just didn't slide, but I mean, he would have gotten in there easily. That's not even close.
Yeah, he's on the plate.
I don't think Dunn's feeling all too hot after getting run into by a large human like Eric Kratz.
Kratz could have blew him up even more.
He could have.
But you're right about the sliding. If he slid it, wouldn't have been close.
No.
Yeah, I think the home plate umpire was just shielded by the leg of Mike Dunn. So they'll take a look at it up in New York. Mike Witters is the crew chief. He has his back to us.
All the Marlins are starting to retreat to their positions now.
Yeah, so this will be a tie ball game now in the top of the 8th inning. See, there's the foot on the plate. Ball has not arrived yet. Not that that mattered anyway as far as the ball goes. It was more about the foot. So Kratz, who doubles in this inning, comes around to score. We'll officially wait for the umpires to signal safe before we put the run up on the board. Grand scheme of things, I'm surprised it's taken this long for them to review it.
I'm with you.
Not that it's a big deal. And the call is about, no, maybe not. Call is about to be made, and he is safe. So it is a 2-2 ball game. And we'll see if they score that a wild pitch or a pass ball.
I don't think it hit any dirt, so I think it's going to be a pass ball.
Oh, they scored a wild pitch.
Let's see if it does.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Definitely
through the 5 hole.
Dirt. Yep.
Altair takes up and away, 1-2. So we're tied at 2 here in the top of the 8th inning. Three balls and 2 strikes. Dunn charged with the run. So neither starting pitcher can win this ball game.
Tony, I don't know how he feels after running into Eric Kratz. Doesn't look all too comfortable out there.
And that one's hit sharply out toward left field. Ichiro's going back on it, and he makes the catch, and he dropped it. It hit off his glove and then off the scoreboard, and Altair is safe at second base. That'll be a double for Aaron Altair. His 8th double here in the big leagues.
He had it for a quick second. Good swing there. And that's the swing I'm talking about. He did not chase that. It was right over Ichiro's glove.
He never had it. Now the way the scoreboard is here in left center field, It looked like it went in his glove and then was jarred loose, but he never had it. Here's Odubel softly to the right side. D. Gordon charges, and the inning is over. But the Phillies do tie it up on a wild pitch. Eric Kratz, a 1-out double, went to third on a ground out, scored on the wild pitch. We move to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's a 2-2 game. Phils and the Marlins. Calling all K through 5th grade students, the Phillies and the Ryan Howard Big Peace Foundation invite you to the ultimate back-to-school read-along event taking place at Citizens Bank Park on Saturday, October 3rd. Join Ryan and Crystal Howard as they make their book series, Little Rhino, come alive during a pregame read-along event. Visit Phillies.com/readalong for more information. Andres Blanco's in playing third. Luis Garcia is in pitching. And here's Ichiro. And Ichiro taps the first pitch foul. It's 0-1. Ichiro hitting .237 as you see Garcia's numbers. 58 strikeouts and 61 1/3. Over toward first. Darren Ruff flips to Garcia covering, one away. A.J. Ramos the closer. That's 11 straight retired by Phil's pitching. This streak started by David Buchanan. D. Gordon is 1 for 3.
It's really like the fact that there hasn't been a walk issued by a Phillies pitcher this evening.
Well, the Phillies starters on this road trip have now gone 30 innings. They've allowed 30 hits, and they've allowed 6 earned runs. So 6 earned runs over 30 innings of work. So an earned run average of around 2. Again, they're in last place. I understand that, but from that standpoint, pitching has been such a problem for them this year. It's nice to see a little bit of an upswing here in the last couple of weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Rang won 7 last night. Morgan, Eichhoff, and Nola pitched well in Atlanta. Off the foot of Gordon, and it's 2-2. Bullpen tonight, 2 1/3, and they've allowed nothing. As Ben said, no walks tonight. That one's pulled foul past Perry Hill in the first base coach's box. Another foul ball, so Gordon stays alive.
Pesky. Very pesky.
Well, it's a big out to get here if they can get it, because this guy can change a game if he gets on base. Now, he hasn't done it in this series, but we certainly have seen him do it during the course of this season against the Phillies. Hitting well over 350 in his games against the Phils. Swing and a miss. He got him. And D. Gordon runs the wrong way, but out of the circle. So a strikeout for Garcia. And there are 2 outs. And Donovan Solano's coming up.
Luis finally buries the slider down into D. Gordon. He was in straight, just stay alive mode. But he went fishing.
Solano tonight is 0 for 3. Is struck out, grounded out, lined out into a double play. Down and low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Kind of funny to say a Marlin went fishing. Sounds like the beginning of a joke.
Where's Larry? Foul ball again, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. By the way, around the National League, the Braves have tied up the Mets. It's 3-3 in the 8th inning. And the Nationals are leading the Orioles 3-2. That game's in the 7th inning.
What do you think about interleague games going this late in the season?
Well, I know beginning last year, I mean, it has to happen,
right?
Because of the way the schedule shakes out. I'm okay with it now.
Yeah.
You know, I used to be, I guess you can call, I was conservative when it came to interleague play. Didn't like it at the beginning. Liked it. Now I'm sort of I'm okay with it.
Okay.
You know, I do like to see the better matchups, divisional matchups this late in the season. That ball goes past Darren Ruff into the crowd, and Solano will get to second base. Andres Blanco just kind of guided that throw over to first, so that should be an error. In fact, it will be. It's an E5, and the go-ahead run is at second base.
Gets to it with ease and just throws a sinker over there at first base.
What if he just gripped it the wrong way? Marlins are 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position in this series. And don't forget, they were 1 for 24 against the Nationals. Yelich is 1 for 3. Inside, 1-0. What about you as far as interleague play goes this late?
Well, it has to happen because of the schedule.
Correct. Yeah.
I tell you what I don't like is the Phillies leading off with the Red Sox. You know, I just didn't like that to start the season. You know, I think season starting should be against a divisional rival.
Yeah, but in this day and age, I don't think it can be. Somebody has to play an interleague game every series, or an interleague series every time. But I think there are people that probably feel the same way you do. The one thing I don't mind, and maybe I'm in a minority about this, you know, you have these natural rivalries, Baltimore, Washington, the Mets against the Yankees. It means a little bit more in September, you know, when they match those two, you know, those kind of teams up. Well, here we go. 2 outs, runners on first and second. They've decided to face Bohr, who is 1 for 3. His one was a home run, a base hit, and the Marlins could take the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. And another dribbler in front of the plate. This one a little farther than yesterday's, and the side is retired. How does he do it? No runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 men left. On to the 9th inning. Phillies and the Marlins all locked up at 2, and Darren Ruff will lead it off when we come back. Deliveries of the game.
Eric Kratz pinch hitting in the 8th inning with 1 out, gets himself into scoring position with this line drive to left center, and then scores on this wild pitch. Was taking out everybody in sight. The big train coming in. Big train. Eric Kratz scoring the game tying run, and they are your W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
Yeah, originally called out, and then they reviewed it, and then rightfully called safe. I don't know what's better. I think the collision with Chipper Jones was better than that one. Eric's collision with Chipper Jones a couple of years ago.
I think so.
Here's Ramos, 2-4, ERA of 2.48. 81 strikeouts and 65 1/3. And he will face Ruff, Francoeur, and Sweeney. Those are the scheduled hitters. Darren got the first hit of the game back in the 5th inning. Off the end of the bat, foul down the right field line and out of play.
So A.J. Ramos, bless himself, as he came into the ball game, reminded me of another Yogi story. As Jim Pearsall came up to hit for the Red Sox, and he would always draw a cross in the dirt. Yogi went up and he raced across and said, why don't you just let God sit back and watch this one?
Now that's funny.
That is funny.
On the inside corner, it's 1-2.
Big one left, Darren. It's always nice to get that leadoff runner on. Ramos loves that slider.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Darren Ruff. And he lines that one off Ramos out towards shortstop, picked up by Rojas in time. 1-6-3. Ramos says he's okay.
You gotta be kidding me.
Hit him right on the backside. The ball was heading up the middle for a base hit.
Ball came off the bat hot.
Oh, right off the small of his back. Well, D. Gordon may have been able to field it if he was if the ball did indeed get toward the middle.
Slider after slider. Darren does exactly what he should do. Wait on that breaking ball, line it up the middle.
So he's retired. Jeff Francoeur is the hitter. Francoeur takes up 1-0.
Of course, it takes a perfect hop right on out to Rojas, shortstop. That's me crying over spilt milk, Tom.
That one's hit sharply to short. To his left is Rojas. And there are 2 outs. Darnell Sweeney's coming up. After the ballgame, Ricky Bowe is hanging out, ready to talk about tonight's ballgame between the Phils and the Marlins. Only on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Postgame Live. Bullpen phone's ringing.
You can hear it.
Here is Darnell Sweeney. Sweeney is 0 for 2.
That's so loud.
And that one is lined out towards center field, and Yelich will make the catch. Phillies go down in order. A little luck for the Marlins. Darnell Sweeney's family get a chance to enjoy him play today. He did hit it right on the nose. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. All tied up at 2 here at Marlins Park. Last homestand of the 2015 season will begin with a series against the Mets and wrap up with a series against the Marlins. Fan Appreciation Day is Sunday, October 4th. It's a 3:05 first pitch. All fans coming to the yard that day will receive the 2016 schedule magnet. Plus, there'll be plenty of giveaways during the course of the game. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Well, bottom of the ninth inning. And Hector Neris will take over for the Phillies. Neris 29th game, 2-2, ERA of 4.25. And he will face Marcell Ozuna. Neris is averaging a strikeout per inning pitched. Ozuna singled his first time up and scored. Lined out to short, grounded out to short. He has the ability to end a ball game.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
2-0. Well, tomorrow night, the Phils and the Marlins will wrap up this series. Phillies' last game here at Marlins Park. 7 o'clock, Alec Asher on the mound for the Phils. Jared Cozart on the hill for the Marlins. 2-0 to Ozuna, 2-1.
Couldn't get any closer to that line. I always had a problem with standing that close to the line. I don't care how hard a ball is hit. I just think you could just turn your glove over and be able to backhand the ball. But
are you a believer in guarding the line?
I am, but not to that degree.
Oof, pops it up. Not a good 3-1 swing. Ruiz off of the mask makes the catch, 1 away. And Casey McGee will be the pinch hitter for the Marlins. Yeah, the whole concept of no doubles defense is understandable. Although in this park it's pretty tough to do it, because if you play back where you normally play back in some spots, ball drops in front of you, it could be a double.
It could. Think about how many opportunities that Cody Asche had earlier in the ball game and Andres Blanco last inning. If they're playing there, they're not going to get to those balls.
Casey McGee takes outside. McGee hitting 196 as a member of the Marlins. Started the year with the Giants, didn't work out well. Kyle Bearclaw warming up in the bullpen. 1-2. Last year for the Marlins, McGee had 177 hits. Floats that one to right field. It's not deep. Francoeur on the run coming in. It's going to drop. And a base hit for Casey McGee. So the winning run is aboard with 1 out here in the 9th. Let's see if they pinch run for him. I would think they will. And they will indeed. Cole Gillespie will come and pinch run.
That's why it's easier in September. You have that deep a bench, you can afford to take your pinch hitter out of the ball game.
Quick throw over, and back is Gillespie.
Get another double play here.
Phillies pitch out. Gillespie not going anywhere, at least at this point. One ball and one strike. I think Jose Fernandez is thinking, all right, this game's going to end soon, and we're going to splash somebody with some cold water. I mean, some ice cold water. Runner goes, pitch is taken low, throw to second on one hop, and he is out at second base. Carlos Ruiz throws out Cole Gillespie trying to steal. That was a great play by Freddie Galvis to pick that and make the tag in time.
It's a nice job by Freddie. He's sticking his nose in there. Not the best throw by Chooch, but better to be low than high.
Yeah, Dan Jennings came out of the dugout, but I don't even know if that was close.
I'm wondering if that was a hit and run or a missed sign.
Yeah, he did not get a very good jump. He's stolen 4 bags this year. It's the first time he's been caught. 2-1 to Real Muto. And he lines it to center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, the Pirates lead the Rockies 5-1. That game's in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Pirates and the Cubs are inching closer to a matchup in the postseason for the wild card. It'll be Jake Arrieta, who won his 20th game last night against Garrett Cole. They've already decided that, unless something drastic changes. The way the playoffs are structured right now, it would be the Pirates against the Cubs in the wild card. The winner would take on the Cardinals, and the Dodgers would be facing the Mets.
Arrieta, he is nasty. I think the Orioles wish they had him back.
They waited. Yeah, they thought he was going to be a special guy. He just never panned out in the early part of his career. Here's Rojas last night against Aaron Harang. It went into the Phillies bullpen. First home run of the year, second career home run. Two good fastballs dotted to the outside part of the plate by Hector Neris.
Does have some giddy up tonight.
No balls and 2 strikes. Good play by Carlos on the backhand, and it's 1-2.
Neris paying a lot of attention to Real Muto. I don't think he'd be off and running. Very defensive swing there by Rojas. Emergency hack.
Well, I think after the first 2 pitches, and I thought they were strikes, but he didn't think they were. But the first 2 pitches were called strikes. He's thinking, well, I cannot wait. Swing and a miss. He got him with the splitter. Side is retired. No runs. 2 hits and 1 man left. We are heading to extra innings here in South Florida. Phillies and the Marlins tied at 2. For both these teams, as we are tied up at 2. Phillies are 6-7. The Marlins are 5-3. So this is the 14th extra inning game for the Phils. They'll have Carlos Ruiz leading it off, and Kyle Bearclaw will be the new pitcher. 22nd game for Bearclaw, 2-1 with a 1.66 earned run average. Bearclaw, who is 25 years old, originally a 7th round pick by the originally a 40th round pick by the Twins, did not sign, and a 7th round pick of the Cardinals a year later, and did wind up signing. Acquired from a trade by the Marlins, so he'll face Ruiz. He's been a good pitcher this year.
Very good numbers.
Inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
It's a 1.66 ERA.
Inside corner this time. Carlos tonight is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice, once into a double play, and he's flying out to right field. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Braves now lead it 6-3 against the Mets. Freddie Freeman had a pinch hit 3-run home run. He was not in the starting lineup tonight because of a sore wrist. But it's 6-3 Braves. Carlos is down looking on strikes, 1 away. Well, if you're the Marlins, not going anywhere, and you get Bearclaw from the Cardinals in the Steve Cishek deal. Cishek has contributed well for St. Louis, but you got to feel pretty good about having a 25-year-old compared to the 29-year-old Cishek, who I think was very good the 2 previous seasons, not so much this year. But you got to feel good about getting this kid in return, that you're getting some dividends paid almost immediately. Blanco takes outside. It's 2-0.
Plus, it's a cool name,
Bearclaw. It is interesting how you get the pronunciation of Bearclaw
out of that spelling.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, that's a pitcher's pitch right there. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Being about the same spot as the previous pitch.
Got the long man on the left, closer on the right. Down low, ball 4, so Blanco's aboard. And Bogusevic will come up to pinch hit. Brett Butler moving the defense around in the outfield for Bogusevic, who's hitting .303. Ten hits in 33 at bats in the big leagues.
Good breaking ball there by Bearclaw.
He was geared up for a fastball.
It's kind of hard not to when you see a guy, you look up the numbers, 95, 96.
Way outside, 1-1. Ground ball toward the right side, and D. Gordon gets there, and they'll get the lead runner. Well, as that play was unfolding, and you watch that ball go out towards second base, you're thinking, all right, he's going to get 1 out. He'll probably get the runner at first. But quick pivot, quick release.
Very quick pivot. The nail on the head with that pivot right there, Thomas. Boom. Drops that right foot. Delivers a strike. Anytime you can get that lead runner. Could pay dividends for you down the road.
Galvis takes a fastball.
Keeps missing arm side with that fastball.
Yeah, we were mentioning how he was helped out, and he really was in the 1 pitch. Runner goes, pitch is swung out and missed. The throw to second, not in time. Bogusevic has a stolen base, so he's in scoring position. Good spot to run. So it's his second stolen base.
Very good jump. Pretty good throw by Real Muto.
All right, let's see if Freddie can get him in here. Freddie tonight is 0 for 4, 3 for 5 last night. Breaking ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
See, that's where as a hitter you have to watch, and I always like to watch what pitchers were doing to the batters in front of me. If you see a guy that's keep missing arm side and the only pitch he controls that breaking ball, then look for it.
Well, there you go again, just what you were talking about, missing toward the outside part of the plate. 2-2 pitch coming to Galvis with a runner at second base. And he taps it foul. It hit his arm. And the count remains 2-2. Marlins got Bear Claw from the Cardinals. He had not pitched above Double-A. That one's looped into left field, a base hit. Here comes Bogusevic around third, heading home. And Ichiro's throw to the plate, not in time, and the Phils take the lead. And Galvis is out at second base. They say you can count the run. It's a 3-2 ball game. Boy, I thought he beat that throw to second base.
I sure did. Regardless, big knock by Freddie Galvis.
Freddie Galvis brings home Brian Bogusevic. Bogusevic also with a big stolen base to get himself into scoring position. They're going to hold the defense for a moment. Mike Malinsky is the second base umpire. They have decided that they are not going to challenge it. The Phillies will not challenge it, but it's an RBI single for Galvis. 3-2 Phillies. Will go to the bottom of the 10th inning here in Miami. And Kenny Giles will come out of the pen to try to close the door for the Phils. Can't underscore the stolen base by Bogusevic, and obviously the base hit by Galvis, but Bogusevic getting the scoring position really set that up.
Tell you, when you get into a ball game, you have to be ready to go. He was ready to swing, and we saw that right away. First pitch breaking ball, swung through it, so be it. But does roll ball over second, beats it out, beats the double play out, steals second immediately. So that shows me that he's underneath the tunnel, getting his legs loose, stretching out, getting ready to go into the ball game.
Well, 13 saves now for Ken Giles. He's on to try to finish this one off. Phillies trying to win back-to-back games against the Marlins. So Giles, National League leader as a relief pitcher, a 1.41 ERA. Now that is tops among relievers.
Well, it's been a while for Kenny since he was in a situation to save a ball game.
Yeah, a lot of his opportunities have been come just to get work, like last night.
Yep.
He has a scoreless streak of 14 innings. So here he goes, trying to finish off game 2 of this series. He'll face Ichiro to start it off. Ichiro grounded out his first time up. First pitch off the outside corner. Ichiro hitting .236. Up and away. He'll have an opportunity next year to pick up his 3,000th hit.
Needs 67 more. I was talking to one of the Japanese reporters tonight who was with him in Seattle. He was asking me how I was doing, and I said, "You still following around Ichi, huh?" And he said, "Yep."
Two and one to Ichiro. Last night, Ken Giles threw just 7 pitches. That one is hit foul, and it's 2-2. 7 pitches to finish off the game for the Phillies. It was not a save situation. Last time he picked up a save was on the 13th of September. That was the last time he had an opportunity to save a game. Another foul ball, and it remains 2-2. 99 on that pitch from Giles. It's only his 6th appearance here in the month of September. Slider was hung up there a little bit. Ichiro, though, fouls it back. How would you pitch him at this point in his career? He hasn't played it that much recently. We saw him early on. He was playing all the time.
I'd bounce a slider right on the plate.
And he lines it into right field. He didn't bounce it. And then Ichiro's aboard. 66 hits away from 3,000. A leadoff single. And D. Gordon's the batter. Gordon's an excellent bunter. The only thing is, he's the best hitter that the Marlins have. If you're thinking about him bunting to get Ichiro in the scoring position to potentially tie this game up. Block goes in on the grass at third. And he does bunt it in the air on one hop. Giles boots it, and everybody will be safe. He tried to do too much, partly because of the speed of Gordon. That should be a sacrifice E1. I don't know if he thought that he had to play at second base also.
I don't think so. I think he was just rushing because it was D. Gordon. And you're right. That's the one advantage the Marlins had on their side. Where they had speed at first base. They had speed at the plate. There's no way he's even thinking about second base at that point in time, and just rushed it.
All right, so now Solano's coming up after Bob McClure's conference at the mound, and Solano's going to be up there to try to bunt. But this time try to bunt 2 guys in the scoring position. Bottom of the 10th inning, Phillies lead it by 1.
We've seen it a handful of times this year. Bunting off someone with the velocity of Kenny Giles is just not as easy. Just going up there, turning around, and laying a bunt down.
Yes, Solano last year had 7 sacrifice bunts, none this year. The speedy base runners lead off first and second. He squares and bunts it foul. 0-1.
I think you're actually doing the hitter a favor by throwing a breaking ball. It's already going down. It already has downward rotation, which means you're probably not going to get but the bottom of the baseball to pop it up, and it's slower.
And he bunts right in front of the plate. Ruiz quickly slips, goes to third, and it goes by Blanco. The tying run will score, and the Marlins have runners on first and second. It's a 3-3 game. It's a bad decision by Carlos Ruiz once he slipped. Really overall. I don't know how they'll score it, because strangely they scored Gordon's a base hit, and it should have been a sacrifice E1. This one should be a sacrifice E2, but we'll wait and see what the official score says.
And the Phillies catchers have had a lot of success this year in coming out, pouncing on the baseball, and making a throw towards third base to get that lead runner. But that not the best time to do it.
No, he had no chance to get him to third.
Does go down as a sacrifice in E2. But that's not the right time to do it because Kenny Giles is a strikeout pitcher. You get your out at first. See if Kenny can strike out a few guys here.
All right, well, it's the first time since taking over for Jonathan Papelbon that Giles has a blown save. Yelich takes low, 1 ball, no strikes. So now the winning run is at second base.
How did they give D. Gordon's a hit?
No idea. No idea. He's at second, though. Solano's at first. Phillies led it by 1. Fly ball left field. Aaron Altair is under it. 1 away.
I guess Dan Jennings thinking, okay, if we bunt Yelich here, first of all, he's a 3-hole hitter. You typically don't bunt your 3-hole hitter, but he's probably thinking, okay, I'm going to take the, if we do bunt him, they're going to walk Bour, face Ozuna. D. Gordon is so fast he can score on a base hit from second base anyway. And this is the play why this is scored a base hit. He's a quarter of the way down the line.
Well, that's just silly.
He's a quarter of the way down the line.
Yeah, he was giving himself up. All right, so now it's Bour with runners on first and second. Giles turns back towards second base.
So he's basically thinking any base hit is going to score D. Gordon anyway.
That's
so
a good point.
Why sacrificing the third?
That's a good point. The only thing is if you get him to third, he scores on a fly ball.
Correct.
Ground ball toward first base. Ruff will go to second, and they get the middle runner. Over to third goes Gordon.
Aggressive play there by Darren Ruff. That run means nothing. I'd be surprised if they even.
They may challenge this one, just so you know. Dan Jennings is up on the top step. They may challenge whether Galvis was on the bag or not. So Dan Jennings is coming out, and they are going to challenge the play at second base. Yeah, so they're going to challenge whether Galvis was on the second base bag. I don't know. It looks like his foot's still on the bag, but Mike Winters, Mike Malinsky. And why not? You have nothing really to lose.
Yeah.
You can request the challenges after the 7th inning. Even if you lose this one, you can still ask, and the umpires, they don't have to give you the challenge. I can't tell if his foot is not even on the bag when he plants. You know what I mean? If it's behind the bag or not. See right there, I don't know if his foot's behind the bag or on the bag.
If he's dragging his toe.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if he's dragging that toe.
Mike Malinsky, who's the second base umpire, if that was indeed the case where his foot was behind the bag and wasn't on the bag, he could not see it where he was set up. Well, what does this mean? It would mean bases loaded and 1 man down, so it would mean a fly ball would score the winning run, but the double play remains in order. Here we go. Watch this. It's not clear, but it doesn't look like his foot's on the bag there, Ben.
It doesn't. From that angle, it does not.
But it's not crystal clear.
How many times have we said this year, Tom, is it enough to overturn?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I mean, I can see them overturning that and calling them safe, but I can also see them saying, well, it's not crystal clear. Now, they can slow it up. They have all the capabilities of slowing up the replay. Fans are kind of reacting here. You can hear it in the background. Watch it again. Watch there. See, we zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, his foot's off the bag there, it looks like. Well, the call is coming right here. Yep, he's out. It looked like his foot was off the bag, but I don't know if it was clear enough for the umpires in New York to say, all right, definitively he was not there. So the call stands, which means that there was no clear evidence to overturn it. Well, here is Ozuna with Gordon over at third base. Bohr doesn't mean anything over at first, so that's why Ruff doesn't hold him on. And Ozuna takes high. It's 1-0. Overall, the fourth blown save of the season for Giles, the first since he's taken over the closer's role from Pat. Two and 0. Ozuna has already won a game this year for the Marlins against the Phillies. That was early on in the year when we were here. He was kind of a different player at that point. Brian Ellington, the right-hander, is warming in the pen. Good pitch.
Where if you're Chooch, you have to make sure you're up and ready to block.
Oh, yeah.
A potential slider in the dirt. Whatever you can to keep that ball in front.
Swing and a miss. He got him. The ball gets away. Ozuna hustling to first, and the inning is over. But we will continue on. The Marlins have tied it up here in the bottom of the 10th inning, so we'll move to the 11th inning. Phillies 3, Marlins 3. Aaron Altair will lead things off. Phillies took the lead in their half of the 10th inning, but then the Marlins tied it up in the bottom of the 10th, and now Brian Ellington will make his 20th appearance of the season. He's 1-1 with a 2.70 earned run average. And he will face Aaron Altair. Altair tonight is 1 for 4. Brian Ellington was part of the Team USA roster that competed in the Pan Am Games earlier this season. He was pitching in the Southern League in Double-A when the call came that he had made the U.S. roster. Nice honor, even though they lost to Canada in the gold medal game. First pitch to Altair is low. 1 ball, no strikes. He's a hard thrower. That one was at 98 miles an hour.
Does anybody throw 92 anymore?
It really doesn't seem that way. Nice play by Solano. That ball took a bad hop at the end. 1 gone here in the 11th. And Odubel Herrera is coming up. Hinojosa and Jerome Williams warming in the pen.
You'll see Hinojosa if they go ahead, and Jerome if it stays tied.
That one flies outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Odubel. Odubel is 1 for 4.
Ball flew outside, and so did Ellington's left shoulder. Just opened up and chucked it.
Well, the Blue Jays have extended their lead in the division to 3.5 over the Yankees with a 4-0 win tonight. Russell Martin a home run, 3 RBIs. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Not a bad pitch with the count 2-0. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The umpires just corrected the count on the board. And he strikes him out. Went after a high fastball, 2 away here in the 11th. And they'll leave it to Darren Rupp to try to get a run home here with the Phils tied at 3. A little high cheese.
High cheese, and that's where I'm selling out on a fastball right here. You throw anything else, you win, but I'm going to get it started a little bit early. There it was.
That one's lifted out to shallow right center field. Going to be a tough play for Gordon, but he's able to get there and make the over-the-shoulder grab. With his back to the infield, D. Gordon was able to flag that down, and the side is retired. A wonderfully gifted play by D. Gordon. Man, he has got some skills. His defense is as good as his offense this year. We'll go to the bottom of the 11th. A run here in extra innings. Jerome Williams will take over his 30th game, 4-11, a 5.96 ERA. And he will start things off. Pitcher spot is due up. First pitch is in there for strike, and it's 0-1. Tomas Talis is the pinch hitter, and it's 0-2. It'll be Talis followed by Real Muto. Don't forget, this is Derek Dietrich's spot in the order. Ichiro came on to play left field for Dietrich. That one's lined out to right field. Jeff Francoeur puts it away for an easy play. And now Real Muto, who is 2 for 4 tonight.
Had 6 holes. Started with Dietrich, then went to Dunn, then McGahee, then Gillespie, then Talis.
A lot of crossouts, Tom.
Urena, the right-hander, Jose Urena, loosening of the pen. That one missed low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Real Muto has been a nice addition to the Marlins this year. Everyday catcher.
Solid player. Really is. Only going to get better.
Fly ball center field. That's well hit. Herrera going back toward the wall, and he has room, makes the catch. 2 steps in front of the big green wall, and there are 2 outs.
Real Muto hit a ball in the 7th inning that he hit very, very well. This ball is really hit well. Unfortunately for him, and fortunately for the Phillies, it's the deepest part of the ballpark.
So 2 outs on just 6 pitches, and Rojas will be the batter. Since being put into the long man's role, Jerome Williams has appeared. This is his 9th ball game, and has an ERA of 4.22, which is dipping down a little bit now after getting these first 2 outs rather quickly. Off the plate, hooks foul, 0-2. Buchanan and Bob McClure going over the potential substitutions for the Phillies. Williams' spot is due up 5th in the top of the 12th inning. And Rojas gets a piece of it to stay alive. The longest that Jerome has pitched in this long man's role was 3 1/3 against the Red Sox up at Fenway Park. He allowed 1 earned run and 4 hits that day. Since that time, though, it's been an inning here, an inning there. Or in the case of the game against the Braves the other day, it was not even 1/3 of an inning, but he allowed 2 hits and 2 runs. Another one up the third baseline foul.
It's been smothering pitches to that foul. Foul of the third baseline all night.
And a line drive base hit it to right field just past the diving Sweeney. A 2-out single. The inning remains alive, and Ichiro will be the batter. He singled his last time up. Now, if you're wondering about home run power, Ichiro can pop it out of the yard, but it's, I don't want to say it's not his style, but in this spot, is it his style, Ben?
No, he still stay within his game plan. It's very unlike his batting practice. His teammates, I was talking to Frank Menachino yesterday. His teammates said, Ichi, how come you pull everything? He said, I like to pull in BP like I like cheese pizza.
He'll take off the outside corner, 1-0.
This is his third at bat, and he came in the ball game in the eighth.
Yeah, he's 1 for 2, grounded out and singled and scored. Picked up his 90th hit of the year. For his career, he's at 2,934 in the big leagues. Overall, he has 4,211 hits in his professional career. That includes 1,278 in Japan. I should say 4,212 hits.
A lot of hitting.
Little dribbler foul. Spun past the third base line. And it's even now 2-2.
I just don't know if time has run out for him or a ball club will give him an opportunity next season.
I think somebody will. I think his old ball club might do it. I mean, why not?
That's what I was thinking.
I think the Seattle Mariners, if they did it, it would be a PR coup.
Yeah.
And if he enters 60 hits away, why not?
Yeah.
3-2. The runner will be off from first base. And he stays alive.
Ichiro not one to pull balls directly down the first base line. That's why Darren Ruff is holding Rojas on, but also you can't let him get that big a jump off first base because you don't want him scoring on extra base hit.
He'll take off again as the 3-2 pitch comes into Ichiro. First to throw over to first base. There he goes. Pitch is slapped foul down the left field line.
Do it again.
Runner goes. Pitch is low. Ball 4. And that'll put the winning run in scoring position for D. Gordon, who last time bunted, was awarded a hit on a sacrifice attempt. Gordon's average at .330, which is right where it was when the night began. Here's the 10th inning with a runner at first. First of 2 miscues by the Phils defensively in that inning.
Freddie Galvis had to play on Michael Bourne to start the game on Sunday in Atlanta, which was an error, and that they changed it to a hit. I thought it was not a good call, to say the least. And that was way worse, that call on Kenny Giles.
Yeah. So Gordon stands in, runners on first and second. At a foul tip, and it's 0-1. In the air to right center field. Francoeur on the run. Out toward the alley. He won't get it, and the Marlins will win the ball game. An RBI for D. Gordon. Scores Rojas with 2 men down here in the bottom of the 11th. And the Marlins walk it off with a 4-3 victory over the Phillies. Well, his first at bat of the night, D. Gordon sent one to the wall in right field. Tracked down by Jeff Francoeur. This one, well, Jeff had no chance of tracking it down. And Gordon all smiles as the Marlins take game 2 of this 3-game series.
You can't play that deep because it's D. Gordon. He just, he only has 3 home runs on the season. But this ball, there's just nothing Jeff Francoeur could do to get to this baseball. Because you have to be in close enough where you can make a play at the plate, but no one's going to catch that one.
All this with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Now the Marlins walk away with a 1-run victory over the Phils. Well, you can't say the Phillies had a boatload of opportunities here tonight. Defensively, they probably would have won the ball game if they had a cleaner bottom of the 10th inning, but instead it's D. Gordon in the 11th inning. He's our Chevrolet player of the game as he wins it for the Marlins here in the bottom of the 11th. 4-3 the final score here in South Florida. We'll come back to wrap things up right after this.